Movie-licensed video games have been around for a long time. They've garnered a reputation for being kinda bad or lazy, but that's a bad generalization. Some of my favorite childhood games are movie tie-ins, and yeah, there's nostalgia, but many of them still hold up to this day. So let's explore movie tie-in video games, starting off with the terrible ones. So this category will just be games I think are bad at adapting the movie/TV show, bad at being games, just bad games, really. I think it's appropriate we start with the infamous E.T. the video game. This game's pretty bad. Its gameplay's bad, controls are clunky, and it's a bad adaptation of the source material. Yes, it's old, yes, it's on a retro system, but even then, it was not very good. How about a game you may not know as much about? The Crow City of Angels is the sequel to the 1994 classic The Crow, which I know this channel is no stranger to. And while the first film never got a licensed game, the sequel unfortunately suffered that fate. And while I do notice the movie's flaws, I enjoy it. The game, not so much. This game controls terribly, and it's hard to even make contact when in combat. I mean, if that's what you want to call this, go ahead, but I don't know, man. It's an extremely repetitive and slow mess of a game that I just hate. The goons have guns. What do you do with a gun? You shoot, right? Nah, just fucking slap this undead vigilante who's back for revenge. That makes way more sense. Batman and Robin. A hit movie. One that everyone loves. Right? Well, like it or not, the movie spawned a video game tie-in, and it is fucking awful. The controls are terrible. You walk around like a tank. It's so sluggish. Yeah, bro, press the do button. What the fuck is the do button? The story is roughly the same as the movie, but yeah, the game's just not good. The graphics are ugly, even for a PS1 game. The enemies are tough as hell for no reason. And look, I won't take away all of its credit. The ideas were ambitious, the game tried to have an open world Gotham with landmarks and everything, but it's just terrible to traverse, and the textures look like Batman smeared shit on the wall. But hey, at least we get PS1 bat nipples and Robin nipples, so that's a huge win. Happy feet. Now, I finished this game in about 3 or 4 hours in just one playthrough, and I was absolutely drained by the end of it. Not only is there no variety in its levels, but the stupid penguins are just fucking annoying. Each level is one of 3. You either have a dance rhythm game, a swimming chase level, or a snowy slide down the hill, whatever this is, game. The latter is probably the best of the 3, but none of them are good. The game's obviously targeted towards children, but then there's out of nowhere a really tedious and stupid level that's just so hard for no reason. The game sucks, just don't play it. Now we move on to the games that I'd consider to be okay or good. Nothing great, but solid, Family Guy Back to the Multiverse. This game is exactly what you'd expect from a Family Guy shooter. You play as Stewie and Brian and travel through different levels to collect things and kill enemies. It's simple, but it has a lot of funny details and small references to the show. It's not great, but I enjoy it. Friday the 13th. Firstly, rest in peace, but secondly, this is definitely on the higher end of good. I loved this game in its prime, and I'm so glad I got to experience it, because this game was a blast. It was an online multiplayer game where you're either Jason Voorhees, or Roy Burns, or a camp counselor. The camp counselors need to find a way to escape, whether it be via car, calling police, or actually killing Jason. You gotta get out of there. The person playing as Jason needs to use a variety of abilities to navigate the map and take out all of the counselors before they escape. It's simple enough and a lot of fun, especially with the game's proximity voice chat.
I'm gonna throw you on the ground.
Okay.
Unfortunately, the game was shut down and no longer can be played online, but its impact on asymmetric horror games does live on. Resident Evil Degeneration. A weird one, because technically this is a game based on a movie which is set in a game world, and the game was only on mobile devices. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to replay this game for this video because it's just so hard to find it. But it ran on the exact same engine as RE4 Mobile, but it was set in an airport. It pretty much just follows the same story as the movie. The game had a very creepy atmosphere from memory, and I just loved it as a kid. but unfortunately I don't think I'll ever be able to revisit it. Hopefully one day. Coraline, specifically the DS version. Now I love this game, but I can't confidently put it in the great category as I haven't played it for a while, but I played it a lot in childhood and absolutely loved it. It was super fun and it nailed the atmosphere and aesthetic of Coraline. The Simpsons game, not to be confused with Hit and Run or Road Rage, or the incredible The Simpsons skateboarding. I remember renting this game from Blockbuster for the Xbox 360 and loving it. It wasn't as open as something like Hit and Run, but its levels were well designed and it had some pretty good platform. Now we move on to the final category, the great games. Starting off strong with Shrek 2. Every mainline version of Shrek 2 is a great game. It has fun combat, solid graphics, great platforming, and so many fun side things. It builds upon the movie so well, and it's honestly a perfect representation of what a Shrek game should be. Spiderman 3. Okay, so this isn't necessarily like a great game, but to me it is, kind of. It's one of my favorite games because it just builds upon the movie's world, and it's so fun. You genuinely never know what you're gonna get into with each mission. It's just like, it's so fun, and the cutscenes can be absolutely hilarious.
I said get me giant lizards and I meant it, Parker. You think I don't know the difference between some guy in a costume and the real deal? Get me giant lizards or you're fired.
Should have known that was too easy.
It's a funny game, but it's also really fun and has a lot of awesome mechanics and little things that stick out. Its world is really good for a 2007 game in my opinion, and the variety in missions is also really nice. I get why some say it's bad, but to be honest, it's probably my favorite Spider-Man game. Ben 10 Vilgax Attacks. There's a wide range of Ben 10 video games, but the one that always stuck out as the best for me was Vilgax Attacks. This game was a third-person beat-em-up mixed with a platformer, and it absolutely rocks. You have a good variety of aliens to choose from, all having their own unique abilities and strengths. Graphically, it's pretty good, and the world design is great. I spent a lot of my childhood getting stuck in this game, but I love it. Toy Story 3. This game is not only a good movie tie-in game, but it's simply a great video game. Graphically, it's incredible for its time, and it's filled to the brim with content. So many different modes and bonus things to mess around with, as well as just the main story. The platforming is fun, the combat is fun. It's all just so fun. So yeah, that was kind of I guess a sort of deep dive exploration, whatever you want to call it, of just like movie tie-in games, you know? I love this genre so much, and I'm very sad that it's sort of declined in recent years. You know, it's still happening, but not as frequently. I'll probably eventually do a part 2 because there's so many other games I'd love to talk to, ranging from great to absolutely awful. I also want to just give a huge thank you to everybody who watched my last video. I mean, the attention that has got has been so overwhelming, but I've loved it. It is insane, and I really do love you guys. So thank you guys so much for watching that video, and thank you guys so much for watching this video. Peace.